Executive members foresee Prosperity Party tackle pressing challenges of Ethiopia. And glass blowing company in Kenya thriving after the pandemic. A very warm welcome to Addis News Hour with the Nizam Shifarao Lako, and do stay with us. Now, senior officials of the Prosperity Party say that the first assembly of the party will focus on enhancing the peace and security of Ethiopians across the country. And it is expected that during this meeting, a number of decisions will be taken, and institutionalizing the reforms will be given due emphasis as well. Tigst Tarnesa has more on that.
Senior officials of Prosperity Party noted that the first assembly of the party will largely focus on enhancing the peace and security of Ethiopians. The officials stressed that for the first meeting to be held while Ethiopia has gone through a great deal of rough patches, it is estimated that after the meeting, the countrywide reforms and institutionalizing activities will indeed be followed suit.
The main purpose of the assembly is to pursue our unity, since Prosperity Party is all-inclusive. And the other goal of the meeting is, since Ethiopians will have this historical all-inclusive national dialogue coming forth, that without any difference we shall table all our problems to come to mutual understanding.
In terms of the purpose of the meeting, mainly there are reforms that Prosperity Party initiated which are essential for building up the country's future and bringing prosperity. And realizing the reforms that has already started is another goal, and making sure that the public at large will be benefited from the reforms together with the public.
It's in consideration the decision and realizing them is indeed a crucial issue. It is estimated that the Assembly will emphasize on national peace and security issues and pursuing the reforms achieved.
A lot is expected out of this assembly. Number one challenge was security issue, and a number of problems that hindered the public at large from coming and going out peacefully have to be addressed. It's expected of us to maintain rule of law and peace and security in the country. And if there are any of mischievous acts by groups together with the general public, we have to tackle this kind of behavior.
If problems arise, we can only solve them in dialogue. We have heard a couple of times about the national dialogue, and Prosperity Party is the only party showing willingness in this, but we all better put good use of this opportunity. We shouldn't neglect thinking the ideals raised by the ruling party, rather better use of the opportunity.
It was urged that along with Prosperity Party after the assembly, the public at large is expected to take responsibility in realizing the decision being made on the meeting as well.
A cornerstone of a charcoal washing factory has been laid in southwest Ethiopia. The Ministry of Mines says that it is striving to substitute domestic products for imported charcoal production within a short period of time. Shagai Mato has that story.
East African and ET mining producers are building charcoal washing factories, which is meant to develop qualified charcoal products in southwest Ethiopia region at Tarja surrounding district. The cornerstone is laid to commend the building of the factory that helps produce qualified production at international level. Minister of Mine, Engineer Takala Omar, said the government is striving to develop domestic charcoal production.
Southwest Ethiopia has a better accumulation of untapped natural resources. We will invite investors to the region, being together with the leaders of the region. However, the main investor is you, the residents of the city and the youth of the region. You should stand together for the realization of the factory. The very objective of the government is to make you be rich.
The owner of East African Holding, Buzwayo Tadela, stated efforts are being made to build charcoal washing factory within a short period of time.
We have carried out the quality of the factory. We expect that it will be successful. We will work hand in hand with you to build the factory as soon as possible. We are inviting professionals from abroad. The study will begin next Sunday. The government will assist by formulating policies. The government and you will realize it.
President of the Southwest Ethiopian region, Dr. Nagash Wagesho, on his part said the Dawaro zone has not been used its natural resources due to lack of infrastructure.
There might be challenges with the investors and the government. You need to settle the problems with them. If there are more challenges which cannot be resolved with them, contact me and the Minister of the Mine. We need to expand working styles here which are being applied in other areas. We need to change the image of the area and we are ready to help with everything.
He also invited the residents of the zone to work together with companies. Building washing factories of charcoal will help to qualify cement factories in the country and reduce the cost to import $275 million.
As a girl, I never ever grew up believing that my gender would stand in the way of me achieving whatever I wanted in life.
Resulta aprobado con 38 votos afirmativos. We did it, Joe.
I was confident that it will work.
Parce que je suis une femme, parce que je suis une mère, parce que j'ai grandi dans une cité, l'émancipation économique est la base. Pour être considérée, c'est une vérité.
Je suis extrêmement heureuse d'avoir été nommée à la direction générale et je ferai tout pour en être digne.
Welcome back, and now in our news in connection with March 8th, the International Women's Day happens on March 8th, focusing on global attention on the status of women. And its goal is to make the world more diverse, equitable, and inclusive of women. Kasaun Channe has the following story from The Voice of America.
Has earlier of Marches commemorated 111th Women's Day celebration with assortment. The day is to be marked in Ethiopia for the 46th time under the banner I am my sister's caretaker. Every great woman who is investing in a woman creates another great woman and practically investing in a community. When women move forward, the world moves with them. International Women's Day on March 8th invites the world to focus on where women are and where they need to go. As a global event, the United States Chamber of Commerce Foundation held a virtual Today forum to highlight International Women's Day.
Real progress has been made in recent decades, yet women and girls continue to shoulder a profoundly disproportionate burden of the impacts of today's global challenges.
There were shout-outs for women in Ukraine whose country is under attack by Russia.
Child care, elder care, home care too often are inaccessible and unaffordable, while at the same time, care workers scramble to care for their own families, even as they take care of others.
Experts also noted that women around the world have carried a good bulk of burden in responding to the global COVID-19 pandemic as both health and care workers and caregivers both in the home and in the workplace. Experts log the progress women have made so far, but want to see more when it comes to gender equity, diversity and inclusiveness.
ምንድብር የሚለውን ስም ከማግኘቷ በፊት ጎታም በአካባቢው ላይ ያለው ወንዝ ጎታም ወንዝ የሚባል አለ። ከዛ መነሻ ተደርጎ አጠገቡም የህዝብ ገበያ ስለነበር ያንን ምክንያት ሆኖ ጎታም ይባል ነበር። ከዛ በኋላ የአፄ ምኒልክ ሹማምንቶች ወደዚያ አካባቢ ግብር ለማስከፈል በመጡበት ጊዜ ቢሮ መስርተው ነበር እዚህ ቦታ ላይ።
ጉርዳ እንግዲህ ሲቋቋም ከመሰረቱ ጀምሮ በጉራጌ ዞን ያሉ የልማት ክፍተቶች በትምህርት በጤና በውሃ ዘርፍ ላይ ያሉ የልማት ክፍተቶች በመንግስት አቅም መሸፈን የማይችሉ በማህበረሰባችን አቅም መሸፈን የማይችሉ የልማት ክፍተቶች በዲያስፖራው አካል የራሱን አሻራ ለማሳረፍ ሲል የተቋቋመ የበጎ አድራጎት የልማት ማህበር ነው። ቀጥሎ እንደዞኑ ደግሞ
And now in business, the Netherlands is working to attract investors to Ethiopia in areas of horticulture and dairy and enhance the ties between the two countries. Dutch Deputy Ambassador to Ethiopia made this remark in an exclusive interview with the Ethiopian news agency. Jerusalem Bazia presents the story as follows.
According to the Netherlands Deputy Ambassador to Ethiopia, Tejas Wondesra, the Netherlands is working to attract investors in the areas of horticulture and dairy sectors. In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian news agency, the ambassador noted that Netherlands is one of the largest investors in Ethiopia. The companies have so far invested over $1 billion in Ethiopia, and the embassy does cooperate by helping other investors into Ethiopia to produce better quality of milk, yogurt, as well as horticulture products in Ethiopia, the ambassador stated.
If you ask me personally, the land of origins is also the land of opportunities. Ethiopia bids ample opportunities for investors. They have a large population which is highly good educated, and there's a lot of potential.
Netherlands is the largest trade partner of Ethiopia, he pointed out, adding that as Ethiopia's first export destination, mostly flowers, but also coffee and some horticulture products.
At this moment we do have a huge project with Cool Logistics together with the Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of Transport, seeing to get a cool logistics chain to export avocados but other horticulture products from Ethiopia cooled by train to Djibouti and then by ship all around the world. And that will be one of our prime cooperation projects with Ethiopia the coming years.
About 100 Dutch companies are investing in Ethiopia at this moment in the fields of horticulture products and dairy, among others.
Now, the Ethiopian ambassador to Djibouti, Birhanu Tsaggai, held a meeting with Abubakar Omar Hadi, the chair of the Djibouti Ports and Free Zones Authority at the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. The two sides discussed the issues of bilateral importance with a focus on ways to improve the efficient and effective movement of Ethiopia's cargoes from Djibouti ports and free zones to various parts of Ethiopia. Both have underscored the necessity of speeding up the ongoing construction of the Galamo-Molud asphalt road, which is located in one of the busiest corridors connecting Ethiopia to the ports of Djibouti and currently hosting the lion's share of Ethiopia's seaborne cargo. The Minister of Trade and Regional Integration, Gebrameskel Chala, held discussion with the Minister for Commerce of Bangladesh, Tipu Munshi, on areas of economic cooperation. Gebrameskel Chala said that Ethiopia is a country with a greater richness in ecological diverse climate zones and the second most populous nation on the African continent after Nigeria. The Bangladeshi Minister of Commerce, on his part, said that Ethiopia has untapped huge resources that have an optimistic impact on achieving its super ambitious plan to be a middle-income country. Bangladesh has also a huge potential in the pharmaceutical sector and with the major economy of. And now let's take a quick look at the exchange rates of some currencies.
Welcome to Freetown. My name is Lansana Mansare, commonly called Bami Boy. I am a filmmaker. I am based in Freetown. I run a media collective called the Freetown Media Center. Freetown is my home.
Goshen. Around 1 million people call this city home.
In Freetown, you find different people from more than 12 ethnic groups that we have all living in this space. We have
the African and Caribbean settlers. The cotton tree in the city center reflects Freetown's unique history.
After the abolition of slavery, freed slaves from the place where you know, they had their services.
Freetown is Sierra Leone's financial hub. The city's economy Since making the switch to a filmmaking career, Lansana Mansare's won an Emmy Award in 2019. It was the first ever West African film to receive this accolade.
Here, editing, you know, films and, you know, recording sound also. So I spend a lot of time in here.
Lansana Mansare.
Much love from Freetown.
And in our continental news, we go to Kenya, where a glass-blowing business in the country has survived the pandemic and opportunities to many. Johannes van Town has more on that from Africa News.
Anselm's Kitengela Hot Glass was founded 30 years ago and specializes in recycling clear and green glass to make fine glassware and jewelry. After surviving the economic hit from the pandemic, the company has just accepted its first female trainee.
I was fascinated by the process of glass making and that piqued my interest. I had to motivate myself to know how to make glass just like them. I motivated myself in order to learn the craft.
The company is located on the edge of Nairobi's National Park and provides job opportunities to over 70 locals. The more experienced craftsmen are keen to share their knowledge and skills.
I've been working as a glass blower for the past 10 years, and roughly for a person to know this kind of job, to get to work with the glass or to do something, it takes like 5 years roughly.
For the founder of the company, Anselm Cross, glass blowing is an older craft that is skill heavy and requires deep concentration.
It's incredibly difficult to do. It's very magical to watch. It's also very magical to do. It's very meditative. You have to be incredibly focused. It's very skill heavy, so it takes years and years and years to learn how to do it well and properly, and you never know completely how to be an expert.
Besides glass, the company also recycles paper and plastic while managing an educational facility that trains people who are interested in glass blowing.